Entrepreneur's Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. So the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneur's Enigma. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur's Enigma podcast. I am, as always, your host with the mostest, Seth. I have been doing this for 200 plus episodes, so you should know me by now. But if you don't, I am the founder of Goldstein Media. I am the host, of course, of Entrepreneur's Enigma. And I bring people on this show that are interesting and have entrepreneurial journeys that are much more interesting than mine. Today, I have Alfred Poor, who I know through the Founders Institute, at least the Philadelphia chapter. He's a keynote speaker, a virtual event technology expert. He's the founder of the 75% Solution, where he guides executives and business leaders to be the best in their video meetings and online presentations. As you can see, when we bring him in here, he has a nice background. Makes him look like he's in a corporate office, and he's really probably in his spare bedroom. He won't admit it. Maybe he will. He is a graduate of Harvard College, which I think is part of Harvard University. He can correct me if I'm wrong on that. He is a co-author and author of more than 15 books. That's a ridiculous amount of books. So he's prolific, and is widely quoted at many major media outlets. And he is a very energetic guy, which I can vouch for. So let's bring Alfred in here. How's it going, buddy?
Going very, very well. Glad that
So Harvard College, is that part of Harvard University, or is that?
I have a PhD, and so I say college so that people don't think that I got my doctorate from Harvard. I got my bachelor's at Harvard and got my PhD elsewhere. So
where'd you get your
that's why I
PhD?
specify the college.
Oh, where'd you get your PhD from?
From a program called, it was Union Graduate School. It's now got a different name, but it was an experimental degree program that I was involved in.
That's right up your alley. It's literally
Yeah.
right up your alley. Let's do something non-traditional and like techie, and let's try it out and all that. So, hey, Dr. Alfred Poor. There you go. That's a nice ring to it. I like that.
That's my son.
Oh, is he a PhD too?
No, he's an MD.
Oh, he's a medical doctor. So
he's a doctor who can fix you. I can just talk your ear off.
You're just a thinking doctor.
Yeah.
Awesome. So have you always been an entrepreneur? Have you been in the corporate world at all before? How did this all get started? I mean,
I have not held a job in probably 40 years. So
how many years?
40, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 40 years. Well, almost 42. But anyway, I started straight out of college as a classroom teacher.
Okay.
Teaching middle school science. And I discovered that I was a really good teacher and I really enjoyed it, but I was not good in 45-minute segments.
Oh, two for both?
Well, not two for both. I just wasn't organized well enough, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
What got to me was, I was teaching 7th and 8th graders whose minds were like sponges, and they're so exciting and great to teach.
Yeah.
But every time the bell rang, another class would come in, and at least one of those kids, that was their day. That was when they were ready. That's when I could reach them, and I wasn't always prepared to do that.
Yeah, it was constant restart.
Yeah, and just be ready for them and be able to deliver for them when they're ready. And I'm just not that consistent. I'm the kind of guy who might get more work done in a week than most people, but it could happen Tuesday morning and part of Thursday, and it's not.
Yeah, you're more of an entrepreneur mindset. Get it done when you get it done. Less structure is better for you. Exactly.
And things also percolate. I wandered around a bit, ended up writing for PC Magazine for over 20 years.
Oh, wow. That's a good magazine. Yeah.
And after that, I like to say when the computer you want costs $3,000, people care which one's best. But when it costs $300, they don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty much the truth. Yeah.
So I stopped writing for PC Magazine. I had been their display expert. So that was about the time that the analog to digital transition was coming on, and so people were confused. What's HD? What's a flat screen? What's, do I
I
need a
remember
new
that time.
television?
I wrote an
Yep,
article for my local newspaper on the digital
yep.
transition. Yeah.
So when people, when the TV you want costs $5,000, people care.
And now
When
it
it
doesn't
costs,
matter. Now it's $200 for the same
yep,
thing, and it's even
and
better. Yeah.
and they don't care. But so I had about a good 5-6 year run helping people understand the changes in television and the technologies and all. And then casting about, I was looking to see what was coming next, and I thought it was going to be wearables. And so a friend of mine was starting a bunch of websites, and I took the one on health and medical applications.
Oh.
And he ended up having enough fun after a year or two, so I bought it from him.
Oh,
Um,
that's fun. Yeah.
and so I ran that for it was active for 9 years. We stopped publishing new content last spring, but that was after 9 years and over 3,500 articles.
Oh, wow,
Uh,
that's a lot of articles. Yeah.
it's a lot of articles, and I wrote about half of them, but I signed and edited all of them. So
Oh, geez, you're busy. You're
so
busy.
I was pretty busy with that. So I know a bit about health technology,
You know, a little
and
bit, a
that's
little bit.
that's some of the stuff that I talk about in my keynote speeches. But the 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 75% solution project is the thing I've been working on for a couple of years,
Yeah, so what is
and
the 75%
so
solution?
so that comes from a report from Gartner, which is the big industry analyst group.
We're gonna take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show. Yeah, then
And
no one knows what
and
they actually do. Yeah.
yeah, and they came out with a study, and they said 75% of all business meetings, that's internal and external,
Mhm.
75% of all business meetings will be held online in by
Wow.
2024, by next year.
And when did this come out again?
The report came out last year, I guess,
Oh, so it was
but
after the pandemic, so they
but
saw
no,
the
it's
writing on the wall.
post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely post-pandemic. And looking ahead, saying one of the things I would point out is we wouldn't be doing this if one of us had to travel to the other person's studio.
No. It would
Yeah,
be I
I
wouldn't
mean,
be at 200 episodes, I can tell you that much.
yeah, exactly. So it's too convenient, it's too efficient, it's
Mhm.
too effective, um, for us to not use it. And so, now with working from home and hybrid teams and all that, even the internal meetings are going to be a lot more online.
Mhm.
So what I've discovered, and you may have noticed this, that a lot of people who are very intentional about how they are going to appear, if they're going to be meeting in a boardroom or if they're going to be on
Yeah.
stage, they've got that all put together, and you take them to a Zoom meeting or something like that, and
And it's like,
and it looks like
"Ah!"
and it looks like they've joined witness protection, right?
Yeah.
So my point is that isn't intentional. That probably isn't the image that they want to project
No, you just
for
don't
their
they don't know
business,
better. Yeah.
for their brand.
Mhm.
And and so part of what the 75% solution is about is helping industry leaders, executives, and especially founders of
Mhm.
new startups, help them be more intentional about how they come across, about
Oh, it's very important, yeah.
whether it's on brand, on message for their company, and also importantly, whether it's on target for them personally and professionally. Is that the image that they want to project?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and and the problem is that the pandemic taught us that with these meetings, you just open up your laptop wherever you are, by the pool, in the kitchen, in your hotel bedroom, and and go ahead with it.
But that was during
And
the
there's not
pandemic, we're now, post-pandemic or now endemic, and it's
yeah,
like, "Now you come on, let's get our act together now."
let's get your act together. Let's be intentional about it. And basically, working with my clients, I have I have work on improvements that meet what I call the three I's. I help
Ooh,
clients make improvements that are incremental, intentional, and impactful.
love it.
So, this holds true for any kind of change you want to make, but it's
Oh,
especially
yeah.
true for this. You want to make incremental changes. Don't try to fix everything at once. Intentional. Don't accept the defaults. Whatever you're doing, do it on purpose, whether it's
Yeah.
the clothes you're wearing or where you are or whatever.
Mhm.
And then impactful. Choose the things that are going to make the biggest difference and do those first. Get the biggest return on your investment of time and money. And
Yeah.
then And a lot of the changes you make won't cost you anything in terms of money. And then once you have that working, then go on and do the next thing.
Love that, dude. Love that. So, Alfred, what in your mind is the best thing about being an entrepreneur? Because you said you've been doing this for like 40 some years. You tried the teaching thing, you're like, well, it's a little too structured. What's the best thing in your mind about being
So
an entrepreneur?
so to back that up just one little step, I think
Yeah.
what I've learned and built my career on is my superpower is being able to explain things to people in ways that they can use.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Okay. And being an entrepreneur has given me the opportunity to do that.
Love it.
It's to me, it's when I was working at PC Magazine, one of the project leaders in PC Magazine Labs announced that he was leaving and moving out of New York. He was moving to Seattle,
Yeah.
and he was going to work for this guy who was going to start selling books on the internet.
Oh, I wonder who that could be.
I think he was employee number 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's not working anymore. He
No,
hasn't
he
been
doesn't
working
need
for
to.
a
Yeah.
long time.
He made the right choice. Yeah.
But but for me, it's not. It hasn't been about the money first. It's been about am I making enough money that I can provide for my family, but then also be there for my family.
Yeah.
So, doing what I've been able to do, I've been able to go to the wrestling matches and the dance recitals. I've been able to do a lot of the things that a lot of parents don't have the opportunity to do. And
Yeah.
there's a trade-off there, but it's one
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm very happy to have made.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
for me, I think it's first of all, a life without a salary is
Mhm.
not. A lot of people
It's not
just
for everybody. Yeah.
aren't built for that. But if you can handle the uncertainty and and ride out the highs and lows, um, it gives you a lot of freedom
It does.
and
It does.
and and a lot of opportunity to shape your work life balance.
Love it.
Obviously, some people get sucked into it and lose themselves in their work or whatever, but it does give you more of an opportunity to make some of those choices.
That's fantastic. So on the flip side, what keeps you up at night being an entrepreneur?
These days, not much. I've
You're
been
just
at it
enjoying the
long enough
ride.
that not much shakes me up. Um, uh, but yeah, I think one of the big things I have told over the years with with freelancers and entrepreneurs who I've helped mentor, one of the problems is as your revenue goes along, you have the tendency to think, well, that's just a dip. It's going to come right back. But then on the other hand, if it goes like
Mhm.
this, oh, that's a trend. Now we're going,
Yeah.
right? And the fact is, neither of those are necessarily true. The dip
Yeah.
could last a long time. So you want to keep enough cash, enough liquidity so you can ride those out and not feel
Absolutely. Yeah.
desperately. And
Yeah.
then don't get too high, don't get too low. Things look like they're picking up. Be
Put
happy
some more
about
away.
that,
Put some more
but
away.
don't take
Yeah.
your foot off the pedal.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So then what is the most important thing to carry with you all the time?
Business cards,
What's that?
business cards.
Oh, that's key. Yeah, because you never know when you need
Because
one.
this is old school, and now everybody says, "Oh, here, just tap your phone to mine," and you know, which
Yeah.
is cool, and maybe better, but you never know who you're going to run into,
Mhm.
right? And you're
It's
going to
so
be in a
true.
conversation at a bus stop, at somebody else's meeting, and you're at a family gathering in the backyard or neighbors,
Always have a
and
card with you.
if you
Yes.
have a card with you, whether they've got the phone or whatever, with a card, you always can hand that out. And I mean, literally, I live it. My business card holder lives in my pants pocket.
How many
The
times has that been
one,
washed?
yeah, take it out for the wash. But the one concession that I've made to being modern is I put a QR code on the back of it
Love it.
to
Love it.
make it
That's
easy
key.
for them to
So people can scan it, and then
get
also if
connected.
you only have one, you can say, "Just scan it, please. I need that
Well,
back."
no, yeah, well, I've got the whole, always have a whole stack with me,
You never know when
you
you're
never
gonna need
know.
someone. You never
You,
know,
you know,
buddy. You never know.
so
So where can
yeah,
people find you? So Alfred, where can people find you online if they want to learn more about the 75% solution?
Really simple. Just go to the 75%. So the THE 75, the digits 75, and then percent.com.
Spelled out, yes.
And if you can't remember that, alfredpoor.com always works.
That and Alfred Poor on LinkedIn, I'm
Yeah, I'm
sure
Alfred Poor.
everywhere.
Somebody called me an OG, which I thought meant old guy.
I think means original gangster, but like
he had to explain it to me. But one of the advantages of being an OG, whether it's old guy or original gangster, I'm not sure which, but it means you get to have your name on all the social media because you got there first.
yeah.
So
I think one spot I'm not. No, two spots I'm Seth M. Goldstein, but other than that, I'm Seth Goldstein everywhere.
Yeah.
If I choose to be.
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
You got it all, buddy. That's key. Well, Alfred, this has been so great to get chat and all that.
It's been fun.
And if anyone wants to find you online, check him out. He's accessible. He likes to chat. He's out there, and we'll see.
If you're in the Philadelphia area, I attend a lot of the meetups.
Yes, at Philly Startup Leaders, he's there every time on the welcome wagons.
Yep.
Literally, he pops. You turn your head and hey, there's Alfred.
And you'll probably recognize me because again, branding.
He always wears a vest and a button down.
This is the brand. So
he's got a brand. It's awesome. All right, Alfred, we will see you and everyone else next time.
Thanks so much.
That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneurs Enigma, please review us in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps other podcast listeners find our show. If you're looking for other podcasts in the marketing space, look no further than the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcasts.net. Goldstein Media hopes you have enjoyed this episode.